My name is Dr. Sandra Oliver McNeil. I am the program director for the VA BSN program here at Wayne State University. I'd like to welcome all of you to the information meeting this morning. We did have an information meeting last night, and we appreciate everybody taking their time to coming here and hearing about what we have to offer. I have been a nurse for over 30 years. I have been a nurse practitioner in the acute care setting, specifically in cardiology at Beaumont Royal Oak for the last 15 years. I have my doctorate in nursing practice that I obtained here from Wayne State University, and I've been on faculty here for almost going into my 5th year. I do not have any military background, but I have an uncle who is was a World War II veteran who was on 100% disability from his an illness he developed while he was in the service at the age of 22, and I was his healthcare advocate in the VA system in Ann Arbor for 63 years. And I should say the majority of that 63 years was at the end of his life versus in the beginning. So out of respect to him, when they asked me to be the program director, I felt very honored in the honor of his memory. My father is also a veteran, and a number of my daughter's friends are veterans or active military personnel. Just because of the generations where generations fall, I may not know what it's like for you to have a military experience, but I know what it's like for your parents for you to have a military experience. I am going to go over what the program is going to look like. I'm going to do some comparisons of what our traditional program is, but I'm going to really focus on what this program is because it's being tailored for the veteran in mind. And it's based on a HRSA grant that we applied for a couple of years ago, and we were finally approached about funding for this year. So to give you a little bit of background about Wayne State University, we are a nationally recognized metropolitan research institute. We have over 370 academic programs. We have 13 schools and colleges within this university, and we have nearly 28,000 undergraduate and graduate students enrolled. Our main campus is in Midtown, which you are located at, where we're located right now, but we do have 6 extensions throughout the suburban area in southeastern Michigan. The College of Nursing, we've been doing nursing here for 65 years, and we're very proud of it. One thing we do know at Wayne State University College of Nursing is we know nursing. We have been in the top 10 percentile in U.S. News and World Report and in the Gorman Report. We have highly competitive admissions for our traditional and our second degree programs, and we are now adding the Veterans Program, BSN program, and we are going into our 3rd year with the ADN BSN program for associate degree prepared nurses to achieve their bachelor's degree. We have a long-established master's program in psychiatric nursing, pediatric nurse practitioners, and most of our adult programs have now transitioned to doctorate of nursing practice programs. We were the first DNP program in the state to be certified by the CCNE, so it allowed us to have a BSN to DNP program so that nurses were prepared to sit for certification exams as nurse practitioners. We were one of the first PhD programs, philosophy doctorate programs in nursing in the state of Michigan. I mean, we have been educating doctoral prepared students for over 40 years. Again, very proud of that. We have been leaders in the area of nursing. We've been on the forefront and very transformational from not only a educational standpoint, but a practice as well as policy. We have a 95% or greater pass rate on our NCLEX exam. That is our state, that's the national certification exam that all RNs have to take before they will be licensed as an RN. We have well-prepared students. Even when the rest of the nation was dropping with their NCLEX pass rates, we were maintaining greater than 95%. In fact, we had 18 months where we had 100%. So about the Bachelor's Science of Nursing program for our veterans. We are going to have faculty on staff with military experience. Clinical instructors for the program will have had military background and had a lot of experience with veterans. Our clinical rotations are going to be done at the John Dingle VA Hospital here in Detroit, except for OB and pediatrics, because they don't have OB and pediatrics. Those rotations will probably be done at the Detroit Medical Center here in Detroit. We will also supply veteran mentors for our students. We understand that veterans have special needs and have different experiences in which we need to be aware of. I think one of the things that's really nice about this program, because we've had veterans go through our nursing program in the past, but when you're the N of 1 or 2 in a cohort of 60, those things that have an impact on you aren't going to necessarily be recognized in the rest of the group. We have a very diverse student body here. Our undergraduate students are anywhere from the age of 20 all the way up to 70, so they come with different life experiences and different perspectives on nursing. We spend a lot of time transitioning our students from being consumers of healthcare to being providers. So that's a philosophical and cognitive transformation that occurs. Okay. So for the Bachelor of Science in Nursing to graduate, there are 61 nursing credits, and there are 62 general education credits. This is a requirement from the university. These gen ed credits are also consist of the prerequisites for the College of Nursing, which provides the foundation for nursing education. The program is an accelerated nursing program. The nursing core courses, these are the nursing courses, will be done over 4 concurrent semesters. This is based on our second degree program. It's very intense. Students take 16 to 17 credits per semester, and these credits also include the clinical component. So if you want to think about what your day is like, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, you're in clinical from approximately 7 o'clock in the morning to 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the afternoon. Then you go home and you study to get ready for your next class. You have lecture for approximately 8 hours on Wednesday. Okay, so it is pretty intensive, but we are able to get our students through within 4 semesters, but this becomes your life. And we ask that students not try to work at the exact same time with their civilian jobs, because it makes it very difficult in order to maintain your grade point average and stay in the program. We do have a expectancy of all of our students to get 75% in every course in order to pass. Students who do not have a 75% will have to reapply to the program. These are our traditionals and our CD2s who have to reapply to the program for readmission to repeat that course. Okay, so everybody has to pass every course with 75%. Academic credit for this program will be given to military healthcare training. That's why the veterans transcripts are so important, because if you have taken classes while you were in active duty that for healthcare experience or for healthcare education, we will be taking those courses into consideration. Okay. Military healthcare experience is not required in order to apply to this program. It is not a condition for admission, but it is looking at those courses that people have already taken. So unlike a traditional program, if you had already taken courses, part of your military training, and they were on your military transcript, we may not recognize those courses. But in this program, we will be recognizing those courses. Every person that applies to this VA BSN program's application will be looked at, and it will be looked at by me. I'm going to look at your transcripts. I'm going to look at your military courses, your military health and other healthcare experiences, your personal statement, and look at it as each individual. So it's not as cut and dry where you're just a number on a sheet of paper, and I take a red pen and I draw a line and say, okay, this group of students applicants are in, and this group is not. This allows for the flexibility and for the uniqueness that each one of you has as a military veteran. Okay. So what does the Veterans BSN curriculum look like? These are the 61 courses, or excuse me, 61 credits in the list of courses that are part of our program. The ones that are highlighted in red are the ones that you are eligible for comping out or having a transfer from your military transcript to take the place. So if you had a military course where you did health assessment, history taking, and physical exam while you were in the military, that would be one of the courses that we would be able to exempt, as well as pathophysiology and our pharmacology. Nursing 2060, Nursing Implications of Drug Administration is our pharmacology course. And then supportive measures for basic care. This is our introduction to nursing, in which students learn how to put in Foleys and G-tubes, how to transfer patients, how to take vital signs, etc. The rest of the courses are core courses that are very important to the education of nurses and in developing yourself as a professional nurse. When I think about nursing, I think about what our philosophical framework is based on. We come from a strong military background, nursing as a profession. Sarah Burton was one of the first nurses that served in war. She was in Crimean War. She was able to bring professional nursing to the United States. We have had a huge presence during World War II. Nurses were educated during the war, during World War II, as both a civilian and in the military, and to serve overseas, to providing care to our veterans. Our early female veterans were nurses. If you've ever been to the Memorial for Nursing Veterans, or excuse me, for Women Veterans in Washington, D.C. at Arlington Cemetery, you will see in the first 30 years of the 20th century the veterans were nurses. Okay, so that's where our strong presence is. Our education is based on also from a religious standpoint. A lot of hospital programs came from religious-based hospitals. So there is structure within our programs, and there is a philosophy of nursing that is based on caring and the human response. When I think of somebody responding to somebody that's ill, if you're rushing in and you're taking care of the person's body and exactly what's happening to them at that time, evaluating the environment, that's great because that's part of it. But a nurse will look at their face. And how is that person responding? Are they scared? Do they hurt? And then we look at through the process. So we identify with them as individuals. Okay? And that's the part of what we acculturate here. We have our medical surgical courses is our 3010 and our 3020, both with acute and chronic illnesses. We have a pediatric component as well as the OB component as well. And we have leadership. And leadership and management is leadership and management within a healthcare system and how are nurses leaders within that environment. The course I teach is Nursing 4050. This is Transition to Professional Nursing Practice. I am an acute care nurse practitioner. I have a background in intensive care. I take those cognitive levels of functioning that nurses need in the intensive care unit to the bedside. So all of the knowledge that people have learned throughout their program in their final semester, we integrate that together. We take care of patients with high complex needs and prepare the student for launching as a professional nurse. Nursing 4060 is the preparation course for the NCLEX exam so that our students are ready to take that exam and to pass it. We let people take this course up to 3 times, and then a failure in this course does not result in not passing the program. We strive for a very high level of achievement. The lowest grade somebody can get in the course is a C, with the understanding, though, if you get a C in this course, you're at high risk for not passing the NCLEX, and we encourage additional remediation before sitting for the exam. That doesn't happen very often. It's once in a great while, but I just have to let people know that we do take passing the boards very seriously in this college. It's our benchmark on how we're judged by our credentialing bodies. But you are very prepared by the time you finish in order to take that exam. Okay, like I said, there is not a reason we don't have. There is a reason that we have a 95+ pass rate. All students are required to take a writing intensive. This is a requirement from Wayne State University. It's taken within the college in which your degree is being conferred. It's taken in the junior and senior level course. It's a 12-page paper, term paper that is being graded by the faculty for the course in which you are registered. One piece, too, I wanted to let you know about is Nursing 4120. It's a community-focused nursing practice. BSN prepared nurses are prepared to provide public health care to patients in the community or clients in the community. We are very proud here at the College of Nursing of Wayne State University that we are an urban university, and we care a lot about our clients that live in the urban area, and we prepare our nurses to be able to take care of those people with special needs. You may be in a homeless shelter providing care to those that have no place to live or their home is on the streets. This care might come in the form of serving meals, but it's that interaction with those people in which we show how nursing has an impact. It might be with boys and girls clubs and doing health education with these groups of high-risk youths. So we try to make these experiences real and where a nurse in a non-traditional role, because most people think of it in the acute care or the hospital setting, but this is where nursing has an impact within the entire community. Okay. So, requirements to apply to the Veterans BSN program. First is a minimum of 30 college credits. They do not have to be from Wayne State University. I want to make that clear, but 30 credits. So you have to have a basis in order to be ready to apply. The prerequisites either need to be completed or in progress. So the list of prerequisites, which I'll show you on the next slide, and we are recommending an overall GPA of 3.0. My goal as program director, we are going to accept two cohorts of 8, so a total of 16 students. So there'll be the first cohort that'll be admitted in the first group, and my goal is that I'm going to have 8 students accepted and 8 students that are going to walk across the stage and receive their diploma. In order for you to be successful, you need to have a good foundation, and that's what the prerequisites provide you with. So a 3.0 minimum grade point average, and that's overall, not each individual course, but overall 3.0 grade point average. Okay. So what are the prerequisites that are for our traditional, and I'll show a second slide for those that already have a degree. Basic English composition, this is a university requirement, and then a second English course, which is English 3010, which is advanced composition. This is a second English course that all students at Wayne State University are expected to take for their English requirement, or an equivalent. So if you've taken a second writing course in within another university or college, then that will be looked at by our Office of Student Affairs to make sure that this is, by the academic advisors, to make sure that it's an equivalent. What we don't want is our students getting to the writing intensive and not being able to write a paper. And believe it or not, we've had people not be able to put a paragraph together that made any sense. And I'm not just talking in our undergraduates, but I'm also talking in our graduate students. So we feel very strongly that this is a skill set that is important as a scholar. Basic biology, microbiology, anatomy, physiology, and general chemistry, or inorganic. And these courses should be with a lab. Okay? We require nutrition and health, developmental psychology, any sociology course that you would have as part of your gen eds, as well as cultural anthropology or foreign cultural courses, and then your humanities. These are gen ed courses, so these are these are courses that would be composed of the ones that, these courses are composed of what you would have had in your general ed courses. Okay? So that's part of where that that minimum of 30 credits comes from. All right? Any questions about that? Okay. If you already have a bachelor's degree, and we do have students that apply that already have a bachelor's degree, these are the same prerequisites that, that are required as a foundation. We want our students to be successful. When we teach pathology and pharmacology, we don't teach about anatomy, physiology, and chemistry. We expect you to already know that. So the application process. The application cycle will start June 29th and will go until July 19th of this year. We may require some interviews. I'm going to be going through your paper applications one by one. If there's some areas I think that, I'd like to have a little bit more information about this person, I'm going to ask you to come on in because I'm going to talk to you and we're going to sit down and I'm going to find out what it is that makes you a person and why we should accept you into the College of Nursing. Again, everything will be looked at on a one-on-one basis. What we do with our traditionals and our CD2s, we take their paper applications and we draw a red line based on their grade point average. That's it. But with this group, it's very important that we know who you are as an individual because you come with different experiences and different backgrounds, and we are very aware of that, and we want to be able to give you credit for that. A decision will be made in early August. We anticipate enrolling for fall of 2015. Now, enrolling for 2015 means including giving you time to finish your prerequisites. Okay. If I have 8 applicants who are ready, who have all of their prerequisites done, and meet the qualifications to be able to start in the program, for them to start their clinical courses, we'll start clinical courses in the fall. Otherwise, our next start date, while we're waiting for everybody to finish, will be spring, summer of 2016. And then we will be accepting a second group of 8 into the second cohort. The reason we do groups of 8 is this is how our clinicals are set up. We are in groups of 8 with 1 clinical instructor. You will always be together with your veterans BSN group. You will be your own clinical group. Your didactics will be done with will be integrated with the rest of our nursing students here on campus that we have here at Wayne State. So if it's the second degree and the traditionals that are taking pathology, you're going to be sitting right next to them. If you're in nursing 40-50, you're going to be sitting right next to them. Okay, but you'll be in your own clinical group. We're providing additional support for this program, including the VA mentor, but we also have people available for our CAPS. If the pressure of nursing school is getting to you, which it has been known to, we have people that you can talk to. You don't have to go through this alone. Right? You don't get extra points on the exam or on your homework assignments by being stoic. Okay? This is a time where you have to ask for help because that's how you get through a healthcare professional program. Second is that we will also have a specific academic advisor for the veterans group as well too. So that there will be one person that will be the point person. Okay, so that person will be aware that you are in the Veterans BSN program. We do have provisions within the grant when we applied for the grant that if you're called up to active service that you will be released from the nursing program and will be allowed to come right back in. Okay. We had a discussion last night about if you are in the National Guard and you have a weekend commitment, that there are ways that we can work around that, and so without it being disruptive. Okay. To your education or to the rest of to the program. So the part that I think is great about this program is that you will be in your clinical group together. Okay, so you're your own cohort, your own support system, your own, for lack of a better term, your own unit. You'll be together. That allows you to understand that when you have military obligations, your group understands about your military obligations. When you are in a secular group and you're that N of 1, which we've had veterans in our program before, and you get called up or you have a weekend commitment because you're in the National Guard, your fellow students and your instructor may not understand that and may give a big pushback about wanting accommodations, where we've already built in those military accommodations into our grant and into this program. So that's what makes this this program pretty unique. So how do you apply? If you are already enrolled at Wayne State University, you're going to, what you'll need is a joint service transcript, your discharge papers, 2 letters of recommendation. I would like to see a letter of recommendation from a healthcare provider. Or somebody from academia. What I'm trying to avoid is from your best friend's mother. I don't want a letter of recommendation from your best friend's mother. They're already going to know you're wonderful unless you sent their son or daughter down the wrong path, and I'm sure they're not going to be very positive. But I want a letter of recommendation that knows you professionally or from an academic standpoint, and then a personal statement. If you are not a Wayne State University student, you're going to need to apply to the College of Nursing, and Ken's going to go through that process that he has put into place to help make this as streamlined as possible. Okay. Again, we'll need your discharge papers, joint service transcripts, your college and universities, and this is every place that you've attended, your college and university. Our tuition fee site is on the Wayne State website under Admission and Financial Aid. We have in the College of Nursing right now a differential tuition scale. So we have the basic tuition for Wayne State University and then a College of Nursing differential tuition. This scale, the differential tuition, is being looked at by our dean, Dr. Clabo, the provost, and the president of the university. We haven't had any final decisions on what that's going to look like. And because there is going to be a reduction, we just don't know how much of a reduction it's going to be. Number two, all nursing classes are upper level. So it won't be the sophomore level, but the junior, senior level. And if you have veterans educational benefits, then the Veterans Academic Excellence will be able to answer those questions. So I'm going to have, I'll take questions first about the program, and then we'll have Ken talk about the website. Yes, ma'am.
I would like to know about the holding of the science classes. Do you recommend that you have them no more than 5 years?
I would strongly encourage that, and I am strongly encouraging that, because if you have old knowledge, and we hit the ground running, and the volume is intense, and if you don't have, the knowledge isn't fresh in your mind, it's very difficult for students to be successful. In our second degree group that we admitted a year ago in the fall, started with 48. This fall I'm having 36. 12 of them were not able to pass their first 2 semesters. So I strongly encourage that to be as new as possible.
You had that list of prereqs. How well do you guys accept equivalencies of that?
Yes.
Because
yes.
Not just specifically those classes?
We do their equivalents, and we've already had, because we have a lot of students that transfer into Wayne State University from a number of either colleges, universities, or community colleges, so we do take a look at that. We do not discriminate on where they came from. Okay. You don't get more points if you took them at Wayne. You don't get more points, or less points if you took them somewhere else. But they're equivalents. Yes, ma'am.
I'm out at Southbridge, so I know there's a Wayne extension
yes.
right there at Macomb, so can we do our bios there?
You can do them wherever you want. If the class is offered there, go for it. Yes, ma'am.
So when you say that you don't discriminate about where they came from, what if they were overseas, the Caribbean, anything like that? If they're the equivalent?
If they're equivalent, they're equivalent.
Okay.
The university looks at those courses to make sure that, because we do have, like I said, a lot of transfer students. I would say a majority of our students take their prerequisites elsewhere, so we do have a good listing of that as well too. And again, for this program, every student's being looked at individually. And remember, it's not how fast you can get through this. What's the most important thing is that you have a good foundation in order to build on, so that you're successful. I think that's the most important thing. I know, it becomes a financial time, for everybody, because higher education is very expensive. But it's very important to have that foundation in your educational preparation. Oh, yes, ma'am.
So I'm looking at the courses here, and like for that is 2200 a prereq for 2870?
No.
Prereq for
No. 2200 is microbiology and 2870 is anatomy and physiology. And there should be no, maybe 1510 might be a prerequisite to microbiology, but usually these courses do not build upon each other. Yes, ma'am.
I have one other question. I do advising for our department, so
okay.
I just want to make sure I'm clear. So if I have a student who comes in and they took bio 15 years ago, I should encourage them to repeat the course even though they probably earned a good grade in it?
I would strongly encourage that they have newer knowledge But if it's been 15 years, I mean,
I'm just throwing out an arbitrary number, but if it's
yeah,
been-
I would, I think probably the one that they're going to have the biggest hiccup on is their anatomy and physiology. We have found when we look at those students, because I was on the SPA committee, which is not going and getting my nails done, but student progression and admission. And we look at the students that are not successful. Those that have had the older sciences have struggled the most here. Students that get C's in our pathology and pharmacology have a really hard time getting past 30-10. So we don't have anything in writing at this time. I can't tell you in the next 12 months. We're not going to change that as a college. For our undergrads, we don't have that. But I'll tell you, our students struggle when they don't have newer knowledge.
If we don't have all of these done, or I mean, is it just one of those kind of just wait till the next iteration to apply? Or?
No, apply, because what we will do is that if it looks like we can get, depending on what the pot looks like, if we have a group of students that all have prerequisites that need to be done, that you will be you will have the next 2 semesters, you'll have fall and winter semester to complete those prerequisites to be ready for clinicals spring, summer of 2016. So all the prerequisites have to be done before you start your nursing classes. Otherwise, you're not ready. But to admit and to work on the prerequisites is being taken into consideration. Yes, ma'am.
Just kind of building on that, will there be an opportunity to sit down and maybe like do like an audit of how your class is transferring? Because like I've heard
Yes.
they would have like 3 different transfers.
Yeah, and when you apply, all that is going to be taken into consideration and will be looked at. So, like I said, it's not. I mean, we spent a lot of time and put a lot of effort in making sure that everyone will be looked at on their own merit. Okay, that I want everyone to leave this room knowing that. Yes, sir.
You mentioned that most clinical instructors will have had military experience. Does this imply or outright state that they will have served in a uniformed capacity, or just that they have served at the federal level in a healthcare setting?
Right now, the clinical instructors I have in mind have worn uniforms.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, as we bring in instructors, it may be somebody that has worked that's been an advanced practice nurse, because they have to have a graduate education to be an instructor, that even a clinical instructor. So they may have worked in a veterans facility, but the people that we are looking at to be clinical instructors have worn uniform. Yes, sir.
Question in relation to like the DNP program or the nurse practitioner program after this. Is there anything set up? Some of the schools that I've looked at, they have acceptance where if you complete the BSN accelerated or whatever it may be, some kind of not preference, but you can apply right into those DNP programs.
So we have we do not require our students that are post-BSN to have work experience before applying to the BSN to DNP program. Right now we have a student that will be starting in the fall that just graduated in December from the accelerated program, and she will start classwork in August on her DNP. While she is working on her graduate, she will be working as an RN, and then taking her courses over a period of, it'll probably take her about, the fastest anybody has gotten through is in 3 years, up to 5 years. So she'll have experience when she's done. So that's an application that's done separately, and that is done by interview as well as looking at performance. Okay. I teach in the graduate program also. I teach in the DNP program, and I'm the chair of the DNP committee, so that's our criteria at this point. Okay. Any other questions for me about the program? College of Nursing? Yes, ma'am.
Have we been discussing the admission fees?
There will be no fees for veterans for the College of Nursing.
I apologize, because I'm sure you already covered this. I was trying to pull up the letter because, as I recall, the email I received said you had to have completed your associate's degree and or had military service.
No, you need to have 30 university credits or college credits, okay, and be a veteran.
If if all my 30 college credits don't cover the traditional prereqs, I'm still okay.
Yes, you are, because what we will,
I'm sorry.
oh, no, don't apologize. And I talk really fast, so when my students listen to my lectures, they put me on slow speed. Uh, um, you have to have a minimum of 30 college or university credits to apply. What we will do is the fall and winter, depending on who applies for fall and winter, or who's ready, is that will be the time in which the fall and winter semesters you'll be enrolled in the College of Nursing, but you will be finishing up the prerequisites, and then starting the nursing core in spring, summer of 16. If we have 8 people that have all of their prerequisites done and they meet the qualifications, then they will probably start their nursing core in the fall. And we do have provisions for a second 8, so we would just have to discuss based on who applies. I mean, if people don't apply and they self-select themselves out, then I have no way of pre-planning. So if I only have 10 people that apply, then that's the N of 10 of what I'm basing decisions on. If I have a larger pot and I have 2 groups of 8 to go, I will be working with our administration and making sure all that stuff is in place.
And where do we
Basically,
apply at?
Ken's going to go through that on the website.
Bill?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
I know the hair's in a bun, but it's because I'm still working today. So the acceptance letter, I'm not sure if anyone else is still active or anything. I am. So my package for officer is obviously not complete without the acceptance letter. At what level do we get that acceptance letter?
It will
Do we
be.
get it in the middle of finishing our prerequisites, or do we get it right before we actually go into the
Am I
being accepted to the College of Nursing or being accepted to Wayne State?
It's being accepted into the College of Nursing.
Okay.
An officer's package, there's this whole gamut of things.
Are you doing like green to gold or something?
Say again?
You doing like green to gold or something like that? What?
No, I'm an enlisted right now. However, I'm going into the Nurse Corps officer program.
Okay.
And with that, they need an actual acceptance letter.
Right.
That you've been accepted into a BSN program.
Okay. The decision's going to be made early August.
Yep.
If you're accepted into that program, I don't know I'm sure that the acceptance letter is similar to the regular traditional college acceptance letter. Normally, as soon as you get accepted, you get an email version of your acceptance letter, and then they send one out in a pretty package to your house. It comes about 9 years later. So I'm not saying, but it comes later. But that would be the acceptance letter that you would have to
we would mail that out as soon as possible.
Prerequisites to do is my question. Even if you have those to do, you can still get it in August.
Yes, because we will accept, and this is where we're different in the Veterans Program versus our BSN, our traditional BSN or CD2 program, is that based on the pot now of who applies in the qualifications, if you're and we accept a group of 8 that still have prerequisites to do, you will be enrolled in the College of Nursing, but working on your prerequisites. So your plan of work will be your prerequisites.
How does GPA get affected then? So because they're being admitted based on courses they haven't completed yet.
So we will, what we usually do is we look at their prerequisites and their core courses first as one set, and then we look at their overall GPA. I will be looking at both things. And I will, again, because I'm looking at each individual person, if one person just has all their prereqs that are non-sciences, and I have somebody that has all science, those things will be taken into consideration. Okay? Again, it's going to look at what the pot looks like of applicants, so please apply.
Are you going to be available after Ken speaks to talk individually or offline?
She's got a conference call at 11, so she will not be. But Dawn will be here, and what we're going to leave you with is contact information. She's given her personal email, so you can contact the program director specifically, and also the Office of Student Affairs here at the College of Nursing's phone number. So you'll have the opportunity to ask.
Right, and if you have specific questions about your specific transcript, that's going to be really hard to kind of answer offline. What I would recommend you do is apply Let me look at it, at the whole thing. And what you don't want me to do is make a decision off the cuff, because that isn't fair either to you or me, you know.
I mean, I don't mind. So I'm slotted to start Wayne State's MSW program on the 1st.
You-
And I'm thinking, I really do want to be the BSN program.
Uh-huh.
So,
I'm sorry, what do you?
You've already been accepted to the MSW program.
Oh,
and
I
you
see.
start that, and so now you're tossed, what are you gonna, first off, I would tell you, just like I tell anybody, don't quit what you have for something
Right.
that may never happen.
Right.
So stick with the program you have. If this is something that you really wanna do, that's a decision you're gonna have to toss up down the road. But right
Right.
now, you don't give up what you have for something that might never happen for you.
So when I was applying to the College of Nursing at Michigan State, because my bachelor's is from Michigan State, and that's based on prereqs. When I applied to the College of Nursing, I had in my back pocket that I was going to go into education. So I already had my plan B. In fact, by the time I got my acceptance letter, I didn't think I was going to get into nursing at all. And when I got my acceptance letter, then I had to really do some soul searching on what I wanted to do with my life. So now, you know, sometimes when somebody else makes a decision for you, it's a little bit easier. But when you have to make your own decision about where your path is going to take you, so you know, you have to, like Ken says, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. So, you know, don't not apply because you've been accepted. Don't turn them down because you've applied here. And
You're not
people
wasting
change.
anybody's time.
You're not wasting anybody's time whatsoever. I'll go ahead and let you.
Okay, so we have a couple of different groups here in the room. We have people that are current Wayne State students, and we have people that are not Wayne State students. So there's two separate applications that have to happen. My email address and the website that you need is up here on the board. It'll also, I don't think it's on the handout. So I'm gonna go to this really quick. This is our website for the non-Wayne State students. And there's a direct link right here in the middle that'll lead you to the application page as soon as this comes up. If you notice right up on the top, it says directly that the app is not open yet, so there's no sense in applying. But if you're not a Wayne State student, you need to apply to the college, to Wayne State University in general first. Okay, all these discussions about, and you'll see down here, I've made it very simple for you. Last night I was talking about different branches. I'm retired Army, so there was a lot of branch humor going on. But this is basically as simple as I can get. And I know there are no Marines in the room, right? Okay, so, you know, I don't even know. Are there any Coasties in the room? Okay, well, I made it Coast Guard for you. So, if you need help actually doing the application, okay, this link right here will take you to how you complete a Wayne State application if you're a vet. Okay, it's just a simple thing that you need to just in case you have any questions. But if you're a current Wayne State student, this would be your link to apply for the VBSM program. It's not available yet because we created a special app for that. Dawn has been working with admissions to create a specific app for the VBSM program. And once the app is ready, it'll be ready by the 29th. We'll make that a clickable link for you if you're a current Wayne State student. If you're not, you need to use the link on the right side. The right side will take you right to the undergraduate application. Everybody in the room should be a transfer student. If they're not a transfer student, there's really no sense in applying for the program because you need to have 30 plus credits. In general, Wayne State's transfer policy is you need to have a 2.5 GPA and you need to have more than 24 transferable credits to get admitted. Or you could have an associate's degree and get admitted with a 2.0. But just like last night, I'm going to tell you the same thing. If you have a 2.0 GPA from a community college, this is not the program for you. Okay? That's just cut and dry. Okay? It's not the program for you. You need to be accepted to Wayne State first. All these transfer credits from all your different colleges, the university has to pick through them first. The university will pick through your other college. The College of Nursing doesn't determine if that English class that you took at OCC transfers here, or whatever. Our transfer credit evaluation department does that, and they're very good at it. If you have a question, there are links that will show you the specific courses. They call them equivalency tables. You can read, you can email me. I'll give you a link. We'll pick through them if you want to. But the bottom line is, applying to Wayne State is free. Applying to this program is free. If you apply and get accepted, there's nothing committing you to anything, so it doesn't cost anything but your time. apply to Wayne State's as an undergrad and apply to this program. There are no fees. They will ask you to pay a fee, but you're a veteran. Long before the state made it popular to take care of veterans, Wayne State's been taking care of veterans. We've never charged a fee for veterans, active duty military service members and reserves, or their dependents. We don't charge application fees. If you pay a fee, because there was a hiccup about a year ago where people are paying fees, you know, it's not like that anymore. Email me. If I get proof of service, we'll just refund the fee. The thing is, somebody says, yes, I'm a vet on the application, okay, but they never approve it. So if you never prove that you're a veteran, obviously you should pay the fee, because why do we want a non-vet to say, yeah, I'm a vet? Okay, so anyways, you know what I'm saying. So I'm the guy that's going to help you if you're not a Wayne State student get admitted to Wayne State. I'm going to help you do that. You're going to send me your 214. You're going to send your military transcripts are going to come to me. Okay? Part of the program here, and we're fortunate, is in that the College of Nursing, because of the HRSA grant, are required to scrub your joint service transcripts. Any airmen in here? Airmen? Airmen? Okay. So airmen, you guys are the community college of the Air Force. They take forever, okay, to get your CCAF transcripts. Okay, here's a link for it. If you go to the link, it says right on here, you know, hey, you know, pay a fee, get them right away. That's what you would want to do because we are in a crunch time here, because the app opens up from the 29th of June to the 19th of July. That means if you're a non-Wayne State student, you need to apply, get all your transcripts in, get accepted before the 19th of July when you submit the application, okay? Because the College of Nursing is going to close the application on the 19th. They got to do that. Why do they have to do that? They got to do that because they need enough time to look at you individually, case by case. If you got to be called in for an interview, let's talk about it. We got to schedule all that so that they can render a decision by early April. I'm sorry, early August. Wow, that's plenty of time, April. By early August, okay? People at the last, you know, vets, you think that vets would be the first ones to do, no, vets are the last person to do it. Okay, you guys wait till the last, and I know I'm retired Army, we wait till the last minute to get things done because we always got enough time. So there's going to be this influx of applications right around the end of July, right before this application closes, okay, and so you just need to act early. We really can't wait. That means the second you apply, you know, shoot an email, online application, whatever you got to do to these colleges that you attended, and pay whatever fees you got to pay to get those transcripts here so they can be evaluated. Yes.
I'm currently taking summer classes.
Okay.
At community college.
Yep.
So for that, would I just have to submit my transcript showing it in PowerPoint?
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Good question. You submit your transcripts right now. Okay. Let them. You might have enough course credit on there right now for them to render a decision, but well, see, for this program, you have to have 30 plus credits. So you would obviously already have enough. You should. If you for a general vet applying, if they didn't have enough transferable credit, then they would ask for an updated transcript they would admit you based on the grades that they have and request an updated transcript once you get here. You would be admitted temporarily, and if your updated transcripts reflect that your GPA, you know, fell below a threshold, undergraduate admissions would have to make that decision. And to date, we know that undergraduate admissions has never booted anybody out after they admitted them. I'm sorry, you know, colleges are still a business. No, you know, pay your tuition, whatever. So, but Air Force, you guys, it's going to take you guys the longest. If you're currently a Wayne State student already, and you've applied in the last couple of years, chances are I already have your 214 and your joint service transcripts. Because as an undergraduate here at Wayne State, your military service is considered at the application. If you say yes to that on the application, they say, okay, you need to submit a 214. Or if you're currently serving, okay, whether you were on active duty and coming off active duty when you applied, or if you were currently serving in the Guard or Reserves and you submitted a leave and earning statement, I can take you know, that we can use that too. Okay, everybody that served, everybody that went through basic and AIT, anybody that completed their initial active duty training has a 214. Okay, Guard and Reserve, same thing. Okay, it might just reflect your training time, but it's a 214, and it proves that you are in fact a vet or you know a part of our military community. Yes, sir.
I took some online courses through Wayne State a couple summers ago. How do I who would I contact to see if they have some of my transcripts and so forth?
If you took them at Wayne State, well, they should be on your.
No, my other college transcripts to see if you guys still have them on file, so I don't have to submit.
Have you been on Stars? You know Stars? Are you currently a Wayne State student?
Not currently, no.
Okay.
I just took some online, so I don't think I'm still currently.
We can easily find out if you had transcripts previously sent to Wayne State for evaluation. Okay, they will be on your academic record here at Wayne State. Your academic, even though you're not a student here, still exists. Anytime somebody was a previous Wayne State student and they leave for +3 semesters, an automatic hold gets placed on your account. Your access ID and password expire, but your academic records are still readily available. Ken, you can pull that up right now, probably on my laptop. As transcripts come in, let me explain. When you are applying as a new Wayne State student and you have all your transcripts sent here to Wayne State, the admissions department looks at them and puts a number attached to the credits that you've earned and your GPA, just to determine admissibility. Once you are admitted, then your transcripts get pushed over to transfer credit and evaluation. And it takes normally the next week before they do that. That's why if you're not a Wayne State student, you should leave here or get on my laptop and apply now. Or get on your cell phone and apply now. This is a smartphone-friendly application, okay? Because that starts the process. On your way home, text, do whatever you got to do. Call somebody, get those transcripts in here. Because the sooner you get admitted, the sooner the transfer credit and evaluation can be done. Then you can start having real conversations with the College of Nursing. Because when the College of Nursing is getting ready to render their decision, the transfer credit and evaluation will have been done by our admissions department. Then they'll take your military transcripts and your 2 letters of reference and your paper, and that's what they're going to use to make their decision. Okay, but they need that stuff, and they need it ASAP. So it's no sense in submitting any applications. I don't you could do it, and it's just you could click this right link over here as a non-Wayne State student. There's nothing preventing you from doing that, but it would actually be a waste of time because they won't be able to make a clear picture. Yes.
So when you go online to apply to the BSN program,
right.
Is there an outline for the person interested in like what we have to discuss?
No, and somebody last night asked how many characters does it need, how many words?
So we're limiting it to 350 words. When I submit an abstract, I have a limit of about 250 words, so it's not a download. I want to know why you want to be a nurse.
Right.
Okay. Why do you want to do this? Nursing education is not easy. You have to, when you're going through the process, if you don't really want this, you're not going to like it. I mean, you're going to be angry with us. You're going to be angry when you're done. You're going to be angry at the profession. I've seen it too often. You've got to have a reason you want to be a nurse. If you're willing to look at that person's face, okay, when they're messed up, you need to be able to look at their face. And we all create barriers when we're in healthcare so that we don't give so much of ourselves every time we come into contact with somebody, because otherwise we'll be an emotional mess after 24 months, and then you end up leaving. But I want to know why you want to do this. That is really important.
As far as the outline, no. Also, you got to understand something. When you're submitting this, we work with veterans regularly in our department, obviously, because we are the Veterans Department, but a writing sample is important. A writing sample helps the person that's evaluating you to know if this person can do college-level type stuff. Also, if you write it in text format, if you're a texter and you start using text language and this 350, you're trying to shorten it up, compressing it, this is anything, just like anything else that you've signed your name to. This represents you to the person that's reading that. Because I know personally, vet to vet, if I read it, it sounded like it was written by my 3-year-old son, which I don't have anymore, because he's 23. Then I'm going to say this person cannot do quality college writing. That would weigh on me when it came time. You might be the best medic in the world, but if you can't effectively communicate in writing, it's going to show itself right there, okay? So get through it. Have somebody read it. Does this make sense? Okay? And the bottom line when it comes to that writing sample is, does it ask for what the person that's going to make the decision is asking me? Does it answer that question? Why do I want to be a nurse? But to get back to the application, okay, when you apply, your discharge certificate is necessary. Your joint service transcripts are necessary. CCAF, here's the link. When it comes to joint service transcripts, I put the link up here also. Okay? Well, connection untrusted, yeah, okay, trusted. I understand the risk, add. You're going to see that same thing because it's a military website or a DOD website, and they want your blood, okay? If you have a CAT card, use your CAT card. But you're simply going to register, okay? It takes 1 minute to do this. You register, okay, you order your transcripts. I can't take you in it, okay? But there's a thing on there that says, how do I request my official transcripts? I mean, you know, 1, 2, 3, ABC, FBI, DEA, that's it right there, okay? When you order your official transcripts, and oh, by the way, just in case that wasn't easy enough for you, I put a damn Coast Guard video on here to help you, okay? To help you, okay? So this video right here, and you know, it's got my voice in the background. You simply play it, and the mouse does the work for you. And it says click X, Y, and Z, and then do what's and what, and you'll see the video is very, very easy. It's like 1 minute. But it'll bring up my joint service transcripts. But when you click that video, I mean, when you request your joint service transcripts, they ask you, where do you want the official transcript sent? If you type in there Wayne State University, you're going to get 2 choices. You're going to get Wayne State University, and you're going to get Wayne State University College of Nursing. Logically, you would assume to select College of Nursing. Okay, for admissions to Wayne State University, you do not select the College of Nursing. You select Wayne State University. Does that make sense? If you're not a Wayne State student, you are not trying to get into the College of Nursing yet. You're first trying to get to Wayne State. Select Wayne State University. I'll get it within 24 hours, and I will load it to your application. It'll be seamless. You won't even know it happened. It'll just be there. Poof. Okay? If you select College of Nursing, there is nobody to receive it because that was set up a long time ago. We don't know yet who is receiving those emails. I have requested from Joint Service Transcripts people, whoever they are, to identify the person at Wayne State that's supposed to get it. Because we don't have that access ID and password. Just do it the easy way and select Wayne State University. Get it on file. I'll migrate it over to the College of Nursing for you, and everything will be good in the world. And if you don't, then there's going to be a problem. You're going to call, hey, why isn't my application processed yet? I requested those transcripts. And I'm going to ask you simply, well, what did you select? What am I going to do? Okay? You need to get admitted to Wayne State first, so select Wayne State University. Yes?
Is that proof enough for veteran if you get
No.
that sent to you?
No. Joint Service Transcripts is not proof of service. Anybody can have everybody that served has Joint Service Transcripts. Okay? A veteran, here at Wayne State, we define a veteran, because everywhere you go on the planet, you have a different definition of veteran based on the benefit itself. Then if you start talking about state and federal definitions, here at Wayne State, it's simple, okay? You must have not received a dishonorable discharge, okay? That's all there is to it, okay? If you're currently serving, obviously you haven't been discharged. And we didn't talk about this last night because, you know, it just never came up. So it's obviously a good question, but anything other than dishonorable here at Wayne State, you get coded as a vet. You can provide a 214. We don't weight service. We don't weight what you did. We don't weight where you came from. We don't weight anything about you. We don't discriminate against different errors about combat, non-combat. We just don't discriminate. We are good at taking care of veterans at Wayne State. Your university, or this university, unlike a lot of universities, has demonstrated through funding a department. They didn't talk about it. They actually funded a department of 5. We're on this website. If you ever need to contact us, we're right here. We have a, oh, internet's kind of running slow. No, okay. We have a department of 5. We have a director. Kenya's sitting in the back. Her and Ryan, both academically advised, only veterans, and they are your certifying officials. Okay, so those that are on benefits know what I'm talking about, certifying officials. Pat Hanna started this whole thing for us here. He's a Marine, and he needed some help one day, and so the university wasn't helping, so he started screaming at the university, take care of vets, take care of vets. And after a year or so of screaming at the university like Marines do, because they like to scream a lot, the university decided, yes, you're right, we need to do something for vets, and they did. They built a resource center. Okay, we're the only one like it in the Midwest. Wayne State is the largest four-year public in the Midwest for veteran support services. You don't see it, okay, walking around. We tend to focus on what we're doing, but we have 600 to 800 veterans on campus right now. We have over 550 veterans certified last year, okay? So we have junior college volume, but we walk them across the four-year state. We graduate a ton of vets here. We graduate 100 damn near every year, and that's important, because it's about graduating here at Wayne State. And that's through academic success. Our office used to be called Office of Military and Veterans Educational Benefits. And then we created a department. We don't process benefits anymore. That is simply a pillar of what we do. Now we're about academic excellence. We focused on graduating veterans. We create programs to get veterans across the line. This program is very attractive because the program just doesn't want veterans in it. They're hiring veteran staff and support personnel to help you get through this program also. Veteran study groups. I read a little bit of what they're trying to do. They have study groups that are veteran specific. Stuff like, you know, the stuff that makes you successful. And the fact that you're going through a cohort together with eight vets, that's important too. Prior to you coming in, a discussion was had about, because last night somebody asked a very important question that we didn't address. If I am in the Guard of Reserves and I got to leave on a Friday to go to my drill weekend, okay, how is that going to affect me when I'm in class on Fridays? I don't know, because we didn't know. We didn't address that question. This is a veteran-specific program. So the director of the program is willing to work with you. If you were in a traditional environment, traditional BSM program or CD2 program, that wouldn't even be a discussion. Attend it or get a 0 for the day. That's all there is to it. Miss too many classes, fail. You know, a case was brought up about a non-vet who planned a wedding, planned her sister's birthday. Every Friday she's got to leave early for something. And you've had people like that. We've all had people like that that need an exception for everything. Oh, my dog is sick. My grandmother died too. Imagine that, right after my sister's wedding. And now every Friday she's got to leave early. Well, you don't need to be in the program. This is 18 months of accelerated program. This is a full-time program. You're talking about 17 credits a semester. That's intense. It's no more intense than anything we've done before. We've been immersed in programs in the military where every day you get up and you do whatever your MOS training was. This is nothing to you, okay? But some people can't. You've been deployed for longer than 18 months in some cases. I mean, come on now. You can stop what you're doing, but this school right here is willing to make concessions so that your weekend drills aren't affected, okay? Your AT is not affected, but you have to voice those concerns in the program. You can't assume that they know, oh, I got drill that weekend. I won't be here Friday afternoon. You have to open your mouth, talk to the program director, say, look, it's not like they pop drills up. Hey, check it out, we just got a drill this weekend. Come on. They don't pop stuff up. You have a training schedule just like everybody else. You know in advance when those drills are. Allow the program director enough time to make exceptions or make plans so that you can come in early. Instead of coming in at 8 to 3, come at 6 to 1. And then leave early on a Friday and go wherever you got to go to do your drill, whatever. She's willing to work with you. And that is rare. Because the College of Nursing has very high standards. She sort of brushed over it when she said, normally what we do is we take everybody, put them on a spreadsheet, and draw a line. That's what they do. They draw. That is what they do. We need 60. Here they are, top 60, based on GPA. And it is not like that for this program. For this program, this is a case-by-case, what your individual qualifications are, what your story is, that's what's going to get you admitted here. We'll work with you on whatever we got to work with once you apply. There's a lot of decisions she can't even make until the application pool is in. Once the application pool is in, heck, you could be number 12. For this top group of 8, you could be number 12. And then numbers 1 through 4 say, you know what? I can't wait till August. I got to go someplace else. So all of a sudden you just moved up. So it's important to apply. So she know, as early as you can, so she knows what pool she's got. If you're a GI Bill recipient, if you're using any type of VA educational benefits, it's very important that you know what's getting ready to happen in September, right? Because the GI Bill, if you're using that monthly stipend for subsistence, or if you're using that voc rehab stipend for subsistence, to live off of, I want to know where I'm going to be come September. So I'm going to tell you the same thing I told last night's group. We had about 36 here last night, is that you better have a plan B and C. You have no choice. You have to have a plan B and C. You don't want to stop what you already have for something that may never happen, but you also want to make sure you have something, so you need to have a plan B, period. I mean, that's all I can say about that. But when it comes to process and benefits, we're very good at that. If you're a non-Wayne State student, we handle all that. I'll take care of you from the day you apply to the day you're sitting in class. Our department, I should say, will take care of you. Okay, we don't have pay problems here at Wayne State. The only time we have pay problems here at Wayne State, if you're an add or drop, add, drop, add, drop, add, drop, add, drop. New class, no, I don't like that class. Add, everything last minute. You want to wait till after the first day of school to request your VA certification, that's fine, because I'll be the one telling you, don't expect that check on the first. You want to do it early? That's how we do things here at Wayne State very good. It's very simple. A certificate of eligibility and a plan to work from the College of Nursing, okay? And then an online form. Takes like 2 seconds on your smartphone. Yep, I want to use my benefits for fall 15. And we do everything else behind the scenes. And normally the only time we contact you is if there's a problem. And we do that via email. And we'll send out about 10 emails, and after the 10th one, whatever. You'll call us on the 1st of October when that check don't hit. That's just the way it is. We don't beg people to get their money. But we're very good at what we do. Okay, we have a guy that used to be a creature of habit. His name is Matt McLean, and that's all he lived for, certifying. I love certifying. That's what he did. And so he taught Kenny and Ryan, and we're really good at it now. But the application is simple. Okay, if you are a non-Wayne State student, you must apply ASAP to Wayne State. That's the only way you're going to get it done in time. We've already worked it out. Dawn and I met with undergraduate admissions so that the people that are applying to the nursing program, if we know who you are, okay, we will do the best that we can to fast track that. But they operate independently than the College of Nursing, and they have their own internal processes, and they don't know that that's what you're applying for. Okay, I'll push them as fast as I can. But if you don't have your documents in, there is absolutely nothing that I can do, because they have requirements. They just went through an audit. They have requirements to maintain their accreditation, and if those documents are not in, they will not admit you. So you need to expedite. You need to get that stuff done, and be as flexible as you can. I'll do the best I can for you, but I'm only running at your pace because you're the one that controls the documents. Once those documents are in, I'll push them to death to make them, the undergraduate admissions, to make that initial decision fast, and then once that is in, then you apply here. Okay? Anybody have any questions about that? I know it's kind of fast. Nobody has any questions? Okay, so that's the website. That's my email. And you have, on the website, you have... on the bottom of the website, you'll see that here's a copy of the handout that you guys have in your hands, and this is also a copy of the presentation that you just the PowerPoint that you just watched. You can pass it out if you got friends. If you have any questions, not only is the College of Nursing available to you, but I had Kenya come today so that she can, any of your prereq questions, maybe she might be able to handle. Answer if you guys can't get in touch with the College of Nursing right away. We'll do the best that we can to answer whatever questions you have, but I normally handle the admissions questions. I allow Kenya and the College of Nursing to answer any of those other questions because I just don't know. I don't even know medical terms, so I don't even get involved in it.
So I'm usually pretty fast on email return within 24 hours, so if you don't hear from me in 24 hours, then send me another email. Because you may have gotten blocked for whatever reason, especially if it's a private email from outside, but I'm pretty fast on that turnaround.
Right.
Okay. Is there any additional questions for me? Because I have to go meet with another.
I have a very generalized question. What is the parking situation here?
Don't park on the street unless you have money in your pocket, and you keep go back and you fill it in, because those meters must have a radar system on there, because that parking attendant is there within like a
Yeah.
minute after.
They're out there
the
filming you
experience.
too, so don't show your ass because they're out there filming that stuff. There's the parking meter wars out there.
Right, I saw that episode.
Trust me. So don't get into an argument because they'll have you on tape.
Remember the city of Detroit went through bankruptcy? That's one way they're recouping their money. is
Right.
parking.
Yes.
The problem is it's 45 hours.
To be serious, we have a parking structure right across the street that is student parking over there. You can use your one card. Also, you get a parking pass. You're here frequently over at the student center.
Yeah. Parking is a premium here. Yes, sir. You first.
You guys mentioned having healthcare training in the military. What if you had healthcare training like after the military? You know, firefighting, EMT.
I'll look at that. But everything will be that'll be taken into consideration.
Yeah, maybe is there a place on the application for submitting additional documents?
I think we just ask if they have health care.
Yeah, because we asked what type of on the application when we started putting questions on there, we asked about military training and then any other specialty training. I don't know what your MOS is, but I know that everybody went to Sam Houston that had military medical training, right? Is that correct? So I don't know what your MOS is, but there might be something that you did after that might help her make a decision too. So just to free type it in there.
Put it in there, or even send them a separate email.
Right.
Staff job.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Short of the question is, my vehicle's rather tall and doesn't fit in the parking structure.
Well, then you're going to have to shrink your vehicle, or park on the road. This is Wayne State. Parking is a premium.
There are some open lots
Yeah.
that are on the other side of 94, but I would use a car jack, or a lock
Yeah.
on the thing if you're parking in an open lot on the other side of 94.
Yeah.
That is Wayne State parking, but
they have
people have
open
had
lots.
break-ins there.
They have open lot. Parking's a premium here. It's a cost. The only people around here that don't pay parking are Chapter 31s. Chapter 31's parking is covered as a cost of education. 33s or any other benefit recipient, or just in general, you got to pay your parking on your own.
Yeah, and most of your time, initially, in the early courses are here on campus, but about one day a week you'll be on campus, and then the rest you'll be off-site. So
Yeah, and so if
people just pay per visit.
Yes.
So, I think this kind of piggybacks on his question, but if we hold additional certifications, do you just want those listed out, or do you want copies of them, like if you have ACLS or?
There's what we call ACE, and that's where we put the certifications in for like BCLS and ACLS, that type of thing. Some of our that's fine, and that will help with that processes, for the clinical placements. That I would not be worried about that on the initial application process. That will come later. Educational preparations, I think you're talking like firefighter and that type of thing. Those I'm going to want to know about, but that would be part of your transcripts and stuff. So, yes, sir.
Police Academy followed the same routine then, because there is first aid training in that.
Just let us know that that's there. I think that the clinical instructors would like to know that. But if you don't have any, don't let that discourage you.
And if this is something that you're interested in, you know just a little bit about it, enough to get your feet wet. If you have other vets that you know that might be interested, remember, they need a group to start this. We had 30 plus people here last night. There's probably 20 here today. If everybody applied, that'd be great. If there's going to be additional people that apply, because we're advertising this program everywhere that we can, but I wouldn't hesitate to pass the information on. Okay, pass whatever information you want and let them contact us and ask their specific questions. But you have to remember that everybody in here is different. Our experiences are different. Our branches are different. What we did is entirely different. Our educational success is different. You need to let the professionals make the decision. Don't assume that you don't qualify. Don't assume, I don't measure up. Or don't assume that you absolutely do qualify. I would hate for somebody to say, I got the best GPA on the planet. Okay, I know a lot of people that have high GPAs but haven't even touched their math and Englishes or their sciences. Okay, don't assume anything. Ask the question, apply, ask the question. Let your stuff be graded. And if you apply and you don't get accepted, guess what? You're never going to have to look at this person again. So who cares? It's not costing you anything. It's not costing you anything. The application fee does not cost anything for Wayne State, and they waive the application fee because you're a veteran for the College of Nursing. Those are things that they don't do.
And those of you who have other, like paramedic, firefighter, police academy type of experience, one thing I want you to recognize is that nursing is different. I mean, there's a lot of similarities, but we're very unique. We're not like medicine. We have our own, the way our brains work. One of the biggest transitions that I see in our early students is that because we're pushing them through this acculturation into nursing, it's not what they perceived it to be. Nursing is not what your grandmother's nursing was. We are very much in the forefront in healthcare delivery. We are not task-oriented. We are people-oriented, and we are based on evidence. That's why we even have our undergraduates take an evidence-based research course, because that is what nursing is. So those skill sets are helpful, but realize that you're going to be acculturated into another profession.
Do you know the starting date for the new semester for the you know the date?
I think
September 2nd is the start of the fall semester here, but that would be if you're doing prereqs and stuff, right?
For the program, the nursing program, if you get the groups that you.
If I get we start September 2nd.
Of 2015.
Yes, sir.
My last question. Excuse me. Criminal history matter, as long as it's not a felony or drug-related charges?
There is an application that's, because you're going to be licensed, I think that criminal records, I think it's a misdemeanor. Yeah.
Is it disqualified?
If it's more misdemeanor or high.
Talk about it offline.
Yeah. You're getting a license, and they're very strict with registered nurses. I mean, if you get a DUI, we lose our license. I mean, so they're very strict with healthcare providers on. They will not, even if we took you into depending on what somebody with a criminal background that is taken into a program when they go to apply to the state for the licensure, even if they pass the NCLEX, can be rejected. But
yes,
we have to keep our
Question
nurses
on
clean.
application process. If I should apply or not for this 2015, I'm deploying this fall. I will not be back until summer of next year. So should I apply anyway? Is there, like, if I apply, say I got accepted, could I push it to the next one? Or should I just not apply and wait until I get back?
I would go ahead and apply, but make sure you let us know that, and that you're being deployed again. And then, depending on where everything falls and where you fall in the application process, and that knowing that you would be a 2016, because I don't want, because what my fear is if you get deployed and then depending on your access to the application process, and since we don't know how we're going to do the next 8 yet, I don't want to lose you in the process.
Yeah. So, yeah, the prerequisites are complete or in progress. What do you consider in progress of the 30? I mean, is there a percentage of those 30 that you consider in progress?
Can you do them in the next 2 semesters? Could you do them in
Yeah.
fall and winter?
Yeah.
That would be.
That's what we would look at, whether or not there's just a few that look like it would be reasonable with a full-time schedule that you can complete them, or versus that impossible. Taking 18 credits with 2 sciences to get your prereqs done, that's going to be a tough one.
I don't know. I don't do science. I do business. I don't do science.
So max on new credits you can take, right?
Yeah.
Anything else? Any other questions?
That's that.
Okay, so you guys got my email, you got the website, you got your handout, with phone number on it.
You have my email.
Yeah, her email's on there, their phone number's on there.
One
If
thing
you
if
lose
we-
it, it's on our website. Any questions, don't hesitate.